Hello, this is Aki. Today I will tell you about Japan's tax-free system, from how it works to what products you can use it for and future revisions. Do you want to make effective use of the tax-free system in Japan? With simple tips, you can learn to use the Japanese tax-free system confidently. Nobody wants to break the law in a foreign country. It's crucial to have a good understanding of these matters. There are some updates related to this law for 2024 and 2025, which I will also share with you. So here I will effectively answer the basic of tax-free shopping to use this system with the upcoming revisions. By grasping these concepts, you can remain calm and avoid situations such as when you are stopped at custom and need to explain in Japanese. This video is beneficial when you also explain these rules to a friend. Also, you can understand the crucial points to get tax-free benefits with the procedure, considerations until departure, upcoming revision, and additional coupons. If you watch this video and want more information about Japan's tax system, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. Firstly, I want everyone to know how the tax-free system works. Understanding this will help you prevent being questioned at customs, or in case you are asked, you can then be able to answer the customs officials correctly. The structure is complicated, but you can better understand the whole thing by knowing this mechanism. It may be tedious at first, but please listen carefully and understand. Now let's understand the system of tax-free in Japan. First, tax-free is an exempt from the consumption tax. The consumption tax called Shohizei in Japan. Shohizei is charged when you buy things or services in Japan. The image of this tax is VAT or sales tax. The primary mechanism is that you buy a camera at a tax-free shop. The store that sold it to you collects the consumption tax from you and pay it to the government. You will take the good to your home, which means exporting. The camera you bought may have not yet been used up when you purchased it, or may have not been opened in Japan. Then you are exempt from the tax for not using the goods in Japan. And this tax law is based on the born good by nature principle. It's called in Japan Seizensetsu. The theory of Seizensetsu was developed by Chinese philosopher Mencius, who believed that the potential for goodness is inherent in every human mind. In other words, it is the idea that the people will do good deeds even if left alone. The understanding that what a traveler buy will be approximately used aboard and not opened or sold in Japan. Since the good will be used aboard, the Japanese government wants to avoid collecting the consumption tax if you buy a goods in tax-free shop, because they have to pay back once it is collected. This is the tax-free concept. Many different types of people are eligible for tax-free, but for this discussion, I will refer to them as non-resident. The general rule for non-resident tax exempts are as follows. Those who are on official business for a foreign government or international organization. Those with temporary visitors, diplomat, or official status of residence. Those staying with permission for landing as stipulated in Article 14 through 18 of Immigration Control and the Refugee Recognition Act. If you understand that the tax-free goods should be brought back outside Japan. For example, if you buy electrical appliances and cosmetics, you can bring them home. However, you think of hotel service or watch repairs, you only take them in Japan because the service is completed on spot. You need to pay the consumption tax there. Also, the minimum amount is 5,000 yen or more. Initially, the minimum was 10,000 yen, but this was lowered to 5,000 yen because local souvenirs are sometimes priced at 2,000 to 3,000 yen, making it difficult for people to buy them. Duty-free items are divided into two categories. One is general goods, and the second one is consumables. Consumables are items that disappear after use or consumption, such as alcohol, food, medicine, and cosmetics. Other items are general goods. These include clothes, bags, musical instruments, folk art, and jewelry. There are no specific rules regarding the package and the wrapping of general goods. On the other hand, for consumables, there are rules on how to package them and an obligation to warn the purchaser not to open the package. For general goods, the tax exemption applies to amount of 5,000 or more. Also for consumable goods, 5,000 yen and more and up to 500,000 yen are exempt from tax. So we start with the question, is the maximum amount of 500,000 yen for consumable goods limited to a single day? It can be said yes, the upper limit of the maximum number of daily duty-free purchases in the same store. However, the law requires that a tax-exempt item be used in a daily life, not for business purposes. Even if you are within the limit, please ensure that the item are not for business use, such as purchasing a large quantity of the same item and resell it. Exceptions to aggregation include if the stores are a group of smart refund, the amount of general goods and the consumables can be combined. Also, even if you stop by multiple stores, you can connect the total amount of your purchases, excluding tax. Tax-free shops will confirm the purchaser is eligible for tax-free purchases by receiving the presentation of a passport. And note that in April 2023 onward, a QR code issued at the time of entry to Japan via Visit Japan web can be presented in the place of a passport. However, it should be noted that some stores may not be able to handle this service as it is voluntary. In addition, the Japanese tax office has issued a guideline stating that screenshots are not acceptable. Be sure to show the Visit Japan web screen, not a screenshot. You may be asked to confirm that it is not a screenshot. In addition, Visit Japan web is a very convenient way to check immigration status digitally at the time of entry into Japan. In the description, I have put the link of Visit Japan web by Japan Digital Agency, so please check that as well if you need to do so. I will talk about what you should know when leaving Japan. Here I mean about tax-free items bought at the duty-free stores. Tax-free item must be taken out of Japan by the purchaser himself or herself. Tax-free item is only for purchased by those who intend to bring them back to the country as souvenirs. And please keep in mind that tax-free items cannot be purchased for business purpose or sales purpose for resale or third party upon request via social networking site. In unlikely event that you open the package and use it, you will be required to pay taxes on it. I would like to exaggerate this point because there are many problems. If you do not have tax-free goods in your possession at the time of departure from Japan, the consumption tax will be collected at customs. If you transfer goods purchased tax-free before leaving Japan, you will be subject to penalty, imprisonment for up to 1 year or a fine up to 500,000 yen. Usually you don't do that thing, but there are cases like this. For example, I bought a pair of shoes tax-free and threw them away because this did not fit my suitcase. This is because it is unclear whether you throw them away or resold them. You should take what you have purchased back home with you. I would like to introduce some instances before introducing future crackdown. We found an example of many Apple iPhones being purchased and resold. These were obviously for sales, not their use outside Japan. In some cases, hundreds of iPhones were purchased at one time. You can easily understand this is for resale. Apple Japan was assessed 13 billion in additional taxes. Similar cases have occurred. For example, in more malicious cases, there have been cases where a high price was placed on cheap water to generate many tax-free portions, which were then refunded. These are some reasons why the crackdown on tax evasion has intensified in recent years. In 2022, 2.2 billion yen worth of tax exemption was certified as not being eligible for tax exemption at airports. The reality is that 2.1 billion yen of the amount still need to be collected. In 2024, the system will shift. Tax-free shops have to bear them when travelers do not export correctly. Also in 2025, the tax exemption mechanism will revert to a refund on departure, rather than exemption on purchase. Finally, I want to inform you about special coupons. Apart from tax-free, it is possible to get coupons that offers discount of up to 7% to those who make purchases through the tax-free system, such as taxfreeshop.jp. I will put a link in the description. This site is available in English, Chinese, Taiwanese, and Korean. One example is a 7% discount coupon for Yamada Denki. You can also find the coupons for drugstores and other stores. There are great deals, so please check it out. We have talked in detail about how a tax-free system works. You may heard that Japan is a kind country, but that trend to mean it is some sort to those who follow the rules. Those who do not follow the rules properly can be disadvantaged. Problem at the destination can take much time to resolve, and the time is important for travelers, so we must be careful. Please follow the rule and have a good trip. As a Japanese, I am delighted to have many travelers come to my country and make pleasant memories. We have a national character that is very happy to have others happy. As a person who solves daily problem with taxes, I feel the same way. So let's wrap up today's video. Here are the critical points of tax exemption system and what to watch out for. The current system is built based on the born good by nature principle. The tax-free goods are divided into two categories. One is general goods, the other is consumable goods. Basically, the total amount of general goods should be equal to or more than 5,000 yen. The total amount of consumable goods are 5,000 yen or more and up to 500,000 yen. And if you buy something tax-free, you must bring it to home. If you understand these points, answering when you ask for explanation at customs will be easier. In addition, the following are points that you can save money and should know. Visit Japan Web can be used for tax-free. Tax-free coupons are available at taxfreeshop.jp. Tax-free system is scheduled to become stricter in the near future. In this channel, I provide a solution to the deepest concerns of Japanese taxation. I hope this channel will help beginners and intermediate level taxpayers understand the Japanese taxation system and help them in their daily lives and business in Japan. If you're interested in, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.